tattoo, and where I work. And Trader Bob's has been in St. Louis for a very long time. It was started in the late 30s, we believe. And it used to be a little closer to downtown on Broadway, in a little section of town that has since been torn down for the expansion of 40. But a lot of the flash that you see on the walls is a carnival term for the old paintings you're seeing on the walls. All original, came with the shop. A man named Mitch Mitchell. This guy right here moved this place from South Broadway to its current location in between 74 and 76, and it's been here ever since. It's probably one of the oldest and longest running shops in the nation. So it's definitely the oldest shop in St. Louis. I've been working here about 8 years. I've been tattooing about 10 years total. And so most of my career has been here. I did a traditional apprenticeship in tattooing. It's one of the last true American crafts, in my opinion, in the sense that it's been handed down master to student for about 100 years, if not a little bit longer. So traditionally you do about a 2-year apprenticeship. The first year was everything besides tattooing: mopping, cleaning, building needles, machines, so on and so forth, drawing. And the second year was guided tattooing. I learned from a guy named Eric Anderson in Taos, New Mexico. And so that's how I got into it. I've always been into drawing. And my mom was a scientific illustrator, and she encouraged me to draw since I was very young. And then as I got older, I get into things like skateboarding and heavy metal, and a lot of my heroes were tattooed, and so the imagery that I was drawing sort of started to gravitate towards things like that, like skulls and spider webs and knives and things like that. So it wasn't long before, I put 2 and 2 together, wanting to get tattooed and being interested in drawing, that I could, finally decide I want to be a tattooer.
Got done in New York.
New York, whatever, not happy with them, so like a lot of us, when we got into tattooing, it wasn't as popular as it is now. And I think that if you want to get tattooed, you definitely seek it out. I think people that come in here, a lot of them have an overwhelming feeling that they want to get tattooed. So I think that there's a basic human desire to experience, I'll call it rites of passage. And tattooing is that for a lot of people in this day and age. A lot of kids come in here and they want their first tattoo, they're excited about it. They have that feeling, that nervous feeling, they're scared, but they want to do it, and then they know it hurts, but they don't know how much it hurts. They want that symbol of becoming an adult, and then maybe they go on to get heavily tattooed, or maybe they don't. It doesn't really matter. They still have that first experience, that rite of passage, if you will, that they have set themselves up for. And then, and then there's those of us who go on to be heavily tattooed. And then that in itself becomes another quest. I've always said that tattooing has sort of civilized me, if you will. And people are always a little curious about that one. And the reason why I say that is because I was pretty antisocial until I became an experienced tattooer. And because I deal with the general public, and because I spend hours and hours with people, I've learned to love people through tattooing. I've learned to understand a lot of different points of view that I thought I knew other people's points of view, but I really didn't until I started to meet more and more different kinds of people and hear their stories. So. Even even though it's popular now, I mean, I still think that people are bonding over common experience. Well, yeah, I mean, a customer requests an image or an idea, and they want their artist to express that for them. So I'll use everything at my disposal, everything from photographs and reference that they bring me to my original ideas, my own hand-drawn ideas, to other ideas from other people. And I'm more of an illustrator than a fine artist in that way. So I'll use everything at my disposal to make the best possible image I can.
Let's go, man.
Let's see, the first tattoo I got done, which is now covered and faded, was a misfit skull. I was like stick and poke, and we tried to figure out how to get it in there, but didn't really take very well. So, well, I mean, through the apprenticeship, you know, definitely I had a lot of preparation, so I was pretty excited to do it, but there is sort of like a sickening feeling that you get like from tattooing somebody. The guy who taught me how to tattoo, Eric, he always said that you had to have the right combination of audacity and caution to be a good tattooer, because you have to be like bold enough to actually stab somebody with a needle, but cautious enough to not overdo it, and to be careful enough to do a really good design.
That's just a little too crowded.
Whatever you think, you know. All right.
Kind of angle your body this way a little bit, more your way. Yeah, so that your head is kind of more the same.
My bag's back there. Yeah, put it on top of that, please.
We were drunk in that holiday. He's on his way.
Well, this is all hard.
I had a guy come in who, you know, told me he wanted to get a tattoo of his girlfriend's name, and I tattooed him, and then he started acting like he was passing out and getting sick, and he was flopping around in the chair, acting like he was convulsing, and I had never seen anybody go to that extreme, so I started to get kind of suspicious, and I thought to myself, well, what's wrong with this guy? But then I was sort of worried that maybe he was really getting sick, so I asked for my buddy for help. And then, so we were like, well, let's just be safe. And we called 911. We had the ambulance come. They came, and I stopped them at the door, and I said, look, this guy is freaking out. I'm not sure if he really is or not. I don't think that he is actually that sick. And I gotta tell you, he hasn't paid for his tattoo yet. And the lady, who was a pretty masculine-looking woman, and her buddy said, we got this, don't worry about it. So they came in, they brought the gurney in, they strapped the guy down on the gurney, And they took him out and they put him in the back of the ambulance and they started taking his vital signs. About 10 minutes went by, they came back in and they said, there's nothing wrong with him. He's lying to you. And they said, we're gonna keep him locked in the ambulance until he says he can pay you. So they left him locked in the ambulance. And he had to call his girlfriend. His girlfriend had to come up and pay for the tattoo. And when they let him out of the ambulance, his girlfriend was smacking him on the back of the head all the way to the car.
Oh, let's do it, yeah. All right. That's good.
Great drink. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, it's popular now, but who knows how long it'll be popular. You know, the masses are fickle, you know, so one minute they might like you, the next minute they might not, and that's pop culture for you. Especially in the modern Western society that we live in. We have a throwaway society, so as long as somebody's interested in it and says it's cool, then a lot of people will gravitate towards it. But the moment somebody says it's not cool anymore, then they might not be interested in it. That doesn't really matter to me or a lot of my friends that are involved in tattooing, because we like it, we love it, we know it's a craft, we know it's worth something. So as long as they're coming in wanting to get tattooed, I don't really care how popular it is. As long as they know what a good tattoo is and they allow me to push myself as an artist and to do quality tattooing, then I don't really have a problem with it. When it's pushed to the lowest common denominator, then it kind of irritates me. Check it out.
It's good.
Better or more?
Oh, yeah.
Stands out a lot better. That's awesome.
Can we get a picture of this one? Or,
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know. I seriously don't know where it is. I think it's coming. I really don't. Let's go pick it up.
Cool.
Yeah. What's next availability?
Probably a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. Yeah. Busy schedule. Let me know. 'Cause I still need to get some color back here. I want to do like a Roman numeral back here.
Cool.
And then we'll just go from there.
Clouds around it.
Clouds.
Yeah.
Like it's like shading around here. You know, just talking
Yeah.
about spots now. Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick a day now? Or?
Yeah. Let's pick a day now.
I just want to do a good job. That's what it means to me. I want to do the best job I can. I like the connection of meeting with people. I like their ideas. I like making them come to life. As an illustrator, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to tattoo people. I like that challenge. It's a never-ending pursuit, so I like that. You can always get infinitely better. So, you know, it's like a personal struggle as an artist that you would have as a fine artist, but you had the added difficulty of being in a service industry, and then on top of that, you had the added difficulty of reaching for perfection every time you tattoo.